Okay, by request, I'm doing a Rubik's Cube tutorial. The first thing that we are going to learn are the notations. The notations are what are listed in the algorithms. An algorithm is a pattern that, if done a certain amount of times, will go back to its original state. I will give you an example after I show you the notations. The notations are front. This would be the front side. This is front. When you move it clockwise, front invert is counterclockwise. When you move it counterclockwise, that's front invert. Right, this would be the right side. This would be right, which is clockwise when the side is facing you. And this would be right invert. This is the left side. This would be the movement left invert, and this would be left. So, left counterclockwise, left clockwise, left invert, left. This would be up. The movement up and up invert. This would be down. The movement down. See, according to which way it's facing you, this would be clockwise, so down and down invert. And then we have back. That's the back side. So this would be back and back invert. We also have middle, but that's for an advanced tutorial. Basically, I will give you an example of an algorithm. This will actually be the second algorithm that you will learn, which is right, up, right invert, up invert. Let's see if look, cube is mixed up. I'll just keep doing it over and over. And the cube is back to normal. Just so you know, I had to do that algorithm 6 times to return the cube to its normal state. Okay? Now, let's mix up. Okay, looks pretty mixed up to me. Now, we are actually going to start with a certain side. If you notice, the centerpieces do not move. So none of the centerpieces move. What we are going to start out is with the white side. Normally, you would start out with the green side, but I like the white side better because it's got the Rubik symbol on it, if you notice there. But anyways, let's start with the white side. What we want to do is get a cross. Just these edge pieces. Don't worry about the corners. We'll just worry about the cross right now. And what we're basically going to do is just match them up, the white cross, and make sure you get these other centers matched up as well as the white cross. So let's start. We have the orange piece, and in fact it is in the correct position. It's just upside down, which is where your first algorithm comes in. We go front, up invert, right, up. And that would flip the piece around. Now let's do the green edge here. I'm going to put it over to the green. See? Green, green. Flip it all the way around, and oh, look, this one's upside down as well. So we are going to do front, up invert, right, up. And that should bring it to its place. Now we're going to do blue and white next. If you see blue and white, moved it over to the blue and just flip it all the way up. And now we have the most of it solved. Almost have the full cross. Now let's do red and white. See red, white, white, red. Flip this all the way around, and boom, we have the cross. Now let's do another kind of parody, basically. Let's say you have this piece, this white piece that you want actually over here is down in the second layer, and you don't want to disturb these other pieces here. So what you can do is spin this front, and if you notice, the piece here is out in the bottom layer. Spin it off to the left or the right side and move the front back up. So if you want to consider that an algorithm, the algorithm would be for if the piece is on the right side, front, down, invert, front, invert. Okay. Now we have this red and white piece matched up with the red, and bring it into the top layer. Okay. Now we have all the centers solved for the first two layers. Now we can do the corners. What you want to do is up in the top layer here, you flip it white, so white's on bottom. Up in the top layer, you look for a corner piece that has white in it. This one actually has white, red, and blue, so we're going to move it to the red and blue corner. If you notice, red, blue, white, so that corner should go down here. And I'm going to teach you an algorithm for that. It is for placing this corner down here in its correct orientation. It is right, up, right, invert, up, invert. Right, up, right, invert, up, invert. Just keep doing it over and over and over until finally you get it into the corner there. Now let's look for the next corner. In fact, we have blue and orange, blue and orange. So what we're going to do is put it down into that layer. And there we go. And now we actually have a piece, but it's not oriented. This is actually in the correct spot if you look. Orange, green, orange, green. So